Packin back to Joe. Tonight is the night, ladies and gentlemen. We send that hoe packing back to Joe. Boys, we're gonna do it. We are gonna make America great again, baby. Yo, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights, what's up? Yeah, boys, tonight's the night. We send that hoe packing the Joe, baby. Yo, JCW, and yes, I am doing a whole stream over this. This is a historical night in American history. What's bro talking about? God Gamer, yo, what's good? Chat, tonight's the night we send the hoe packing back to Joe, baby. Oh no, God Gamer. I just realized God Gamer's a hero. No. I mean, I like God Gamer to be in my streams, but okay. No, I'm gonna pin that instead. Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, lift yourself off the ground. I said, young man, there's no need to feel down. Bam, 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 bam. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. We got everything for you meant to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. No, I'm good, JCW. The heck you mean I ain't family friendly anymore? I've always been family friendly. True, guy gamer. True. I mean, after JCW stream, maybe not, but... Oh, yeah. True. Well, I mean, tell me I'm wrong, though. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm putting up a poll. Give me a sec, chat. Yep, Trump is winning, baby. Says the one named DJ Roxy. Yeah, Trump is gonna be your next president. Hey, can somebody do something with DJ Roxy for me real quick? Please and thank you. That's true. Dang. Ha! So many. These are only mods here. I mean, there's just a lot of people that are mods. Mainly my friends. Mainly. Or people that tune into my lives on a regular basis. Like, JCW's my friend. W&G's my friend. God Gamer's kind of my friend. He just tunes into my streams. 14 in the chat, baby. Let's go. To be honest, what? Hold up, chat. I'm gonna go turn on the news, because everybody's gonna be talking about the election, so it doesn't really matter which channel I put it on. Where the heck is my TV remote? Oh, here it is, but the back of the remote fell off. Oh, here it is. Found it, chat. But Chad, Trump's ahead in every poll right now. Trump is ahead in every poll. Trump is 60 away. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Trump 60 away. We're gonna cut on the... Trump just got to 210. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Trump is so close to being the next president of the United States, baby. Let's go. Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, lift yourself off the ground. I said, young man. And if there's anybody being bad, just time them out, pretty much. Alright, let's see this. Election Day 2024 coverage on Fox. Fox is actually reliable.
You get 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 votes dumped in, and if they're D plus 80, that makes a remarkable difference in the narrative.
Trump's at 210, Kamala's at 112. Let's go.
Right now here on the presidential level, let's go to Kansas right now. AG and Austin.
Sometimes I do.
Trump getting Kansas's 6 electoral votes. The Associated Press calling Kansas for former President Donald Trump here.
Can somebody time out anonymous for like infinite time?
State of Iowa's 6 electoral votes going to Donald
Let's
Trump
go.
there, over Harris with 56% of estimated votes counted. Now, this is really interesting because we got to dive into some of the numbers there in Iowa.
I got the stream. I got the stream.
Weekend by sales.
Like a
In Iowa, AG. Harris winning Iowa by 3 in her poll. She even considered her poll an outlier here, AG, but obviously we're not seeing that here. Trump getting the state.
Wait, is this in Iowa?
Margin so far, more than half of votes.
Yeah, this is in Iowa. Let's go. For whatever reason, I thought Harris would win Iowa.
They tell people to look at the Emerson poll, which is more of a 10-point poll.
Let's go.
The Seltzer poll, the methodology seemed really weird to me, and this idea that there's this groundswell of women in this very conservative state that elected Kim Reynolds governor and all of that as we move over to Harris, it didn't make a lot of sense. But when you look at polls, we know this. It's like it comes down to your sample size.
Imagine if we had those numbers watching on our streams. Oh yeah, I see Kamala right there.
Not all those people are created equal, so it looks like a real sampling error from Seltzer.
Oh wait.
Back to the drawing board moment.
MAGA! Look at all the red hats you see there, chat.
And this just happened to be one of them. and it raised questions about Iowa, but I don't think those questions were legitimate. Obviously, voters
Yeah, I
did what we
do.
expected them to do before this election, leaving aside that Selzer poll.
So, AG, as I zoom in on the map here, we're starting to see that almost every single battleground, in fact,
Look at that! A sea of red, baby. A sea of red.
Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona. None of them have been called in Trump's favor yet. All of them so far.
This is a sea of red right here.
Leaning red right now as Trump is ahead in these races. What does that mean? We saw so many discussions out there saying that this race would be as close as it possibly could be. Is this something that's fascinating you as we're seeing this night progress? I mean, Georgia, North Carolina, we have over 80% of the vote tallied.
Dang.
60 over.
I mean, I'm just doing it because stream.
Tallied in Pennsylvania. Michigan has just
look at all the MAGA that you guys see there.
Of the votes tallied in Wisconsin, as well as half the votes tallied in Arizona. Out of those 6 battlegrounds, AG.
Chat, I'm literally wearing a MAGA hat right now.
To me, it really is the trend, and you know, you have to ask yourself right now, who would you rather be, Trump or Harris? And
Trump,
Trump
easily.
His strategy of going all over the place, campaigning everywhere, taking all kinds of questions, even from adversarial media, it seems to have paid off.
These look like Harris supporters.
I think voters are responding to the authenticity, to the viscerality of the Trump campaign, to the approach.
Trump leads in 6 of
in over and over again in his closing arguments. And, you know, many of these voters in these states, Michigan, Wisconsin.
Chat, we are going to make America great again.
Credit cards. And they said, no, we're not better. And, you know, I think Harris not doing press conferences, kind of doing these parachuting in, doing these scripted rallies, I don't think that helped her. I think voters really wanted a connection, especially after the 2020.
Chat, should we be live till 12? Be honest.
Basically campaigned from his basement. You know, Harris did a version of that. And the voters see
3 to 46 right now.
Okay, we're back.
The Montana Senate
we're back, baby.
Between Sheehy and Tester, just so we can get a good lowdown of where that race stands at the moment. Let's take that.
Don't jinx it.
There you see Sheehy up 56 over Tester.
I mean, there's no jinxing this.
5% of estimated votes.
Whatever happens, happens. There's no jinxing.
A long way to go there. But these are the Senate races to watch still now that we're moving our way.
Yeah, I know your pickup was weird.
Some of the other races, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Ohio.
I can't believe God Gamer actually thought that he was in Fusions. So no offense, God Gamer, but
their year for the Senate, and they've got a lot of opportunities. And I think as Trump rises or falls, you know, so too the Senate candidates. If you look at the state polling that came out in the various swing states where you had Senate races, you know, the cancer run.
Yeah, I was a little bit laggy because I was texting my friend back.
That's very good for Dave McCormick, or Eric Hovey, or somebody like that. I think if you look at Montana, I think, you know, Trump's strength is going to lift Sheehy in that race. I don't think Kerry Lake has a shot, per se. The polls I saw of Arizona have a lot of split ticket between Trump and Gallego.
Look at that.
You know, overall,
so many freaking MAGA hats.
A couple of these Democratic seats, you know, then it's a very good night because they probably will take.
Oh yeah, you already know he is.
But you can see a unified Republican Washington D.C. next year, and Donald Trump would be able to enact a lot of this policy agenda that he was thwarted, you know, from doing during his first term.
You already know he's sleeping. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is the night that we send that hoe Packin back to Joe.
And this is giving us a look at how this thing is shaping out. So
this is the night, baby.
Obviously, you need 50 seats in order to have control of the Senate if the president.
Democrats 37. If he would get his fat head out of the way, we could see how many Republicans have.
That would mean they would only need 50. Now, if they want control.
Move your fat head out of the way.
They would need 51. Let's
48.
This out, AG. There are quite a few competitive Senate races around the country. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan,
Trump won Pennsylvania. What are you talking about?
Arizona, as it once was. Montana, we are seeing that John Tester has a steep uphill battle. Is there really any path to the Democrats maintaining control in the upper chamber at this point?
I mean, tell me he does not have a big head. Never mind.
Difficult, and I think you would need for the Senate candidates to
He looks like he's homeless.
outperform Harris in state after state. You know, my guess right now is 52, 53 Republican seats. And that's really what you want if you're the Republicans, because, you know, it's very hard to maintain the caucus. So you want that margin to be a couple points higher than...
For real, though. Except for that guy that tried to shoot him. I hope he's burning in hell right now.
So, you know...
Just kidding.
It's really early to tell with these Senate races, but I'm less confident in those than I am in Trump right now. But, you know, I really do think Trump is the rising tide that will lift some of these Senate candidates up.
Okay, so in the meantime, A.G. Gankarski with the New York Post, we're going to have to leave it at that. We do appreciate it. We are nearing the top of the hour. Also, Westfall here in the Live Now newsroom with me. But in the meantime, though, speaking of some of these Senate races, I want to put up some of the results. Let's go back to Virginia right now. Take a look at this. Democratic...
I thought Philly did vote Trump.
Leading over his Republican challenger, Hung Kao. You see there. We also have Tim Kaine speaking live right now to his rally group of supporters. Let's listen.
I don't know. Probably.
Embody.
Hakuna Matata or whatever it's called. Or whatever it's called.
So it's gonna be a long
Oh, be prepared.
We're gonna have, however,
we want Trump. We want Trump. Spam. We want Trump chat. Spam MAGA or we want Trump in the chat.
We're gonna have a lot of work to do to create this economy that is not just for a few, but for the...
Boy, who the heck is that?
And protect reproductive freedom and fight gun violence and battle for a...
Boy, he looks like Tim Walz from Temu.
But we've shown in Virginia that if we link arms, we can walk side by side. We can andar con la gente. We can walk side by side.
He also looks like he's stuck a fork in a light socket.
Thank you so much for putting...
Oh, let's go. Kaine's still the mayor of Knox County.
Or may not, over the course of the next 6 years, agree or disagree with this or that, but I won't embarrass you. I won't let you down.
You're embarrassing yourself, buddy. What do you mean you don't embarrass us?
Virginia and this country.
I hope
Country forward.
I hope Hung Kao wins. I don't know. He's Republican. That's the only...
Watch TV very late, and we're gonna go win, right? We're gonna go win.
No clue. Yeah, I know. I know Kaine is. Okay, chill. Chill with the signs. I hope Hung Kao wins. That guy's Harris. Hung Kao. I hope Hung Kao wins because he's Republican. Hung Kao is crazy though.
Election night for him, covering all the latest. All right, let's continue on. Let's find a way to...
Hello, my name is Hung Kao. Or Hung Kao. Or however you say it.
The weekend racing is over. Or is it?
Okay, we're on commercials right now, chat. Well, at least he's Republican. I wouldn't expect a migrant, or not, a legal migrant. Not an illegal migrant. A legal migrant to be a Republican. Hung Kao, I don't know, but I hope he wins governor of Virginia, even though that has nothing to do with the U.S. It's a cow. That is the Hung Kao. I'll stay alive until the President of the United States gets elected. And unless they rig it again, Trump is winning. Very easily. Trump is going to win unless they rig it again. But Trump Right now, it has over 500 people watching the polls right now to make sure nothing fishy happens.
It's too slow. It's a monster machine.
I'm sure Kamala has just as many people.
On Rig TV, join Jesse James and his crew on
Go over 12 a.m. But if it's right, I don't care. I think I'm gonna turn the TV down a little bit so y'all can hear me a little bit better.
Welcome backstage.
Okay, that's good enough.
All access to all
Did I just see MJ on the TV?
I'm a hot mess.
I'm staying up till then, same here. We must stay awake until we make America great once again.
Criminally good movies.
Don't seem too upset.
I'm traumatized.
I like you. I love you.
Backstage. Watch now.
Joe, we have 5 people in the room and 3 likes. Let's see if we can get to 47 likes. Because Trump will be the 47th president of the U.S. Well, I might be getting a Trump figure for Christmas. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, for real, God Gamer? Nice. Winga is crazy.
Still very high as well, despite what we're seeing in the polls right now, and also in West Palm Beach, Florida. A live look there with all the American flags. Plenty of people excited.
Make him undisputed champ.
We have polls closed in California, Oregon, and Washington. And let's continue on. Let's bring in again my colleague here, Austin Westfall, to discuss the latest.
Okay, somebody, you know what? I've had enough of Anonymous. Wait, I hit him on my channel. I hit Anonymous on my channel. Somebody time out Anonymous for 24 hours.
Our colleague Andrew Kraft for a 5-hour-long marathon, manning the controls there. Let's get into the maps. So, here's what we're talking about. We're going to be watching
Tyler or Kanye, probably Tyler.
Polls are going to be closing in, and it looks like we had a misstep there, but polls are going to be closing in states like California, Oregon, and Washington at the top of the hour. We do, of course, unless something completely surprising happens, we do expect that those 3 states will fall in the blue category. Now, what's going to be interesting, though, about these states is in the House. We haven't really been checking in on the balance of power in the House so far. The magic number is 218, Andy Mack. Right now, the Republicans have secured 152 of those seats.
Yes, sir.
98. Why am I talking about this on the West Coast? That's because there are tons of toss-up races all along this coast. So many of them in California. There's one specifically in southwestern Washington. That's going to be a particularly close one. Bend, Oregon has a close toss-up race. California's Central Valley, parts of Southern California, there's 5 House seats in California alone, currently owned by the GOP, but they're considered to be complete toss-up races. That's why it's been, as the weeks have developed, it's been much tougher for pundits to forecast who may control the House. There are so many tight races, and another thing to mention about the Sandy Mac is that not only are these going to be super tight, but they're as tight as they have been in years past. It could be so close that it could take days, if not over a week, to get some of these things done. That's the House. A lot to get to with that.
Oh, heck nah. Okay, God Gamer, chill. Chill.
The Democrat there going up against Republican Steve Garvey. What do we make of this? And what is kind of the outlook on this in the Senate? Yeah. And how does it...
Chill, chat, chill.
All of this in California. So, ultimately, as far as the question of balance of power goes, we don't expect California to make any side
Chat, chill.
with the balance of power. We don't consider this race to be a toss-up like we do in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, states of that nature. California is an interesting one, as you can see. That might be a familiar name to some people. Steve Garvey, he was a first baseman. He played for the Dodgers. He played for the Padres, and mostly in the 70s and the 80s. He is running as a Republican against Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff led the charge on the impeachment process.
Hopefully he wins,
during
too.
Trump's first impeachment. As soon as polls close, we may get an early call in this race. Of course, any state race
No.
in
Whose stream is this, buddy?
Would be expected to fall blue, but No results from the Associated Press as of right now.
Mine or
Looks like
yours? Who's
the
stream?
clock just hit 8 p.m. on the West Coast. So, polls closing. We should start to see some color, Andy Mack, in some of these states here shortly.
Yeah, and then the colors will start lining up any minute now, as you mentioned, just the 8 o'clock hour there, as we're continuing to follow it on the West Coast as we're moving east
And
west.
I'll mention, it just happened right now, just as we were speaking. So, Washington, and there we go. So we're seeing some of these Senate races. Washington, as soon as the polls close, and this is just how reliably blue these states are. I'm gonna just guess 0. Yes, there's zeros on these. That's probably zeros on California as well. That's because the AP has such confidence in these states. As soon as results start,
Bro is never allowed to type here again. It's crazy.
calling these races as soon as the
Well, that's what it
results
gets for being a
start coming through.
stupid
So,
Harris supporter.
Adam Schiff, going to be the
Delusional
senator
ass.
in California for 6 years, and it appears there.
I'm sorry.
Washington as well. We're going to see yeah, so no numbers there as well, but still, Maria Cantwell going to be starting off her 6-year Senate tenure in the state of Washington, Andy.
All right, very, very interesting. West Coast, we're following it very closely. Also, we're going to check back in with you over the course of the evening as we've had over the last several hours as well. But we appreciate your time. Let's get out to more different conversations here as we're hearing now west to east.
I said a bad word on accident. I'm so sorry.
Most recent calls there in Idaho being called for.
There's somebody in Discord. I'm gonna go deal with this guy real quick. Alright, I just
For the Vice President Kamala Harris on the
No.
West Coast, as you did hear from Austin Westfall, those going blue very, very quickly. The blue for Washington, we just see it go blue for Oregon. Let's bring in Austin one more time here as we're getting this about this. What do we make of this decision? And give me a breakdown of this.
270 needed to win. Trump's at 213.
As soon as the polls closed, the AP feels confident enough to call
Thanks
these
for
Western
jinxing
states
his
in favor of Harris.
please.
California has the most electoral votes in the country. We're talking about 54
I didn't jinx
votes
it.
coming from California alone. Washington is going to have 12 electoral
You can't
votes.
jinx a presidential election.
It's likely blue.
You can't jinx anything, actually. What's gonna happen is gonna happen.
Looks like Harris is up by just over 21%. That's with 44% of the votes counted. It looks like the AP not feeling quite as confident as they are in Washington and California about Oregon, but nonetheless, Harris with a dominant lead in Oregon as well. So what does that say for the electoral count at large? Now that California's huge swath of votes has been added, that jumps Harris up to 179.
Oh, screw
Trump
you.
at 214. That means Trump is 56 votes away from claiming the presidency. Harris looks like she is roughly 91 votes.
Let's go.
away
We
from
need
the presidency.
270 for
All right,
Trump.
Andy, let's look at the battlegrounds again. Let's just do a swing through all the states that very well could make or break this race. Wisconsin. Now we're at 60% of the votes tabulated. Trump appearing to have just over a 2% lead in Wisconsin. Neighboring Michigan. Michigan was leaning blue not too long ago. Now it looks like it's leaning red, and Trump is up by over 4%. That's with 28% of the votes counted. So that is we just saw it update a little bit. It looks like Trump might have gained a little bit of ground slightly.
Yes!
28, just over 1/4 of the votes counted in Michigan. Pennsylvania, 19 electoral votes at stake. This one was a tight one for quite some time. And now it looks like as more and more votes are tabulated, we're nearing 3/4 of the votes being tabulated. 70% of the votes in Pennsylvania have been tallied. And right now, former President Trump has just over a 3%
Trump needs to
lead
win, yes.
over the vice president.
Trump doesn't win America's
That's a
Cup.
major state right there. And that's
But
the lead that Trump has with
he's probably gonna win. I didn't jinx it this time. I said probably.
North Carolina, the Tar Heel state. Again, the AP hasn't called any of these battleground states yet. But 87% of the vote has been tabulated in North Carolina. Trump has just under a 3% lead
Yes!
over the vice president. Let's bring you out to Georgia, where we're seeing 90% of the vote tallied. And Trump, he's got a 3-point lead above the vice president. Let's head out west.
My state, the Tar Heel state. is Trump is winning in my state, baby, of North Carolina.
Arizona still at exactly the point it was the last time we checked on it. Exactly 50% of the vote tallied right now. Trump with a 0.2 of a point lead over Harris, Andy. All right, that is very, very interesting.
Trump loses World War III, true.
We enter a new hour just to get everyone up to speed on those seven key battleground states. All right, Austin, we're going to be checking back in with you in just a little bit, but I do want to give you that roundup of some of what we're looking at. Some of those states along the West Coast, including
Wave
Arizona,
your hands from side to side and say, oh, I believe in Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is so prestigious. Wave your hands from side to side and say, oh, I believe in Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is so prestigious.
In Oregon as well, going for Kamala Harris. And I also want to talk now about California as we're learning that information about the Senate with Dianne Feinstein's seat being open. The late
What is that? Are you leaving, JCW?
One going for Adam Schiff over Steve Garvey, the former Dodger, the former Padre. Adam Schiff moving chambers from the House to the Senate as he takes over that seat. So big news in terms of the Senate as the Democrats.
Oh, what are the emojis for then?
We'll talk more about the balance of power and everything to do with it. But let's continue on. Let's fly look through a break. We'll get you more live pictures, different speeches. We're expecting to hear from Adam Schiff, likely Steve Garvey, within the hour, just based on the fact that this was called so quickly after polls closed there in that state. We'll have much more here on Live Now from Fox. We'll be right back.
I think 2024 is going to be a Republican Party. Just don't worry about it. Oh. I'm finna give the bloodline all the gold real quick. Just random people with random titles in the bloodline.
Now we're in your home, where the struggle becomes your victory. Now we're everywhere you need.
Kamala's never gonna beat me in November. Donald's gonna make a country better than you can remember.
Good mythical morning. It's really going pretty fast now. Oh, that looks fun. Oh!
We need 57 more electoral votes for Trump to win.
Oh, they become food.
Where's the omelet?
Anything happens when we die? I think it's this. Bring the Diet Coke fire hose. Tom, you dirty dog.
What kind of commercial is going on right now?
My name is Red, and I'm the mayor. All right, let's do the minute.
Let's go, Trump!
I'm a
Yes, sir, Cody Rhodes. I don't know if that's the legit Cody Rhodes, but I know Cody Rhodes is a Harris supporter, so probably not.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox on election night, just past 11 o'clock on the East Coast as we continue to follow the latest in terms of the balance of power and the race for the White House. So I do want to.
Oh shoot, chat, my phone might die. I gotta run and grab a charger real quick. It's at 1%.
Moreno leading in a big way over the 3-term incumbent Democrat Sherrod Brown, some 300,000 votes, just under 300,000 votes. A lead for Bernie Moreno. We do see him speaking to the crowd of supporters in Westlake, Ohio. Let's take you out to this right here on Live Now from Fox.
Leadership. With President Trump and J.D. Vance in the White House, we are going to advance an agenda that is an American agenda. An agenda that says we are pro-immigration, but not pro-invasion. We're going to make certain that the people who come to this country are invited here like I was, like my family was, on our terms. We're going to make this country an energy dominant nation so that my kids do not grow up in a country where we ever rely on a foreign nation for energy ever again. And we have that energy right here in Ohio. That means coal, that means natural gas, it means oil, it means nuclear. And in terms